I'm Roseanna from Moara Crochet, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing you information about one of my own crochet patterns, which is the Kiara Tunic, which I'm wearing here today. And I'm going to be talking with you all the information you would need if you would like to make this pattern, what the level, materials, stitches. So let's get into it, and I'm going to talk you through bit by bit. So first of all, this was one of my first designs when I first started designing crochet patterns, and it was actually an image I'd found on Pinterest, and I searched the web everywhere and I couldn't find this pattern. What I did find was something similar, but it wasn't right. So when I couldn't find what I wanted, I decided I'll figure it out. So I spent a few weeks figuring out the pattern, doing lots of testing and yarns and weight and stitches, and I created the pattern I'd seen of this top. And this is a nice loose top which I like to wear through the transitional seasons. It's a little bit too heavy for summer. I love this design because I really like crochet fan patterns, but I wasn't keen on creating something too closed. I wanted something which was quite open to create a transitional top. And this is a top which can be worn throughout the seasons. I am a person who does not like to have one outfit that can only be worn for one season or for one occasion. I like my clothes to be versatile, to be able to layer up or lay down throughout the seasons. So I call this being crochet conscious, in where you think carefully about what you're going to create to make sure it has more than one use. It can be used throughout the seasons, and this is what this top had to fulfill. So it is a simple box design which falls beautifully on the body, and this can be layered. As you can see, I've got a cami underneath, and once the weather gets a bit cooler, I can also layer a longer t-shirt underneath. And when it's summer, I will just have a little crop top, but I'm not that brave to do that in front of you. So this is the design, and I've made it with 3/4 sleeves. I do not like long sleeves. They get in my way. I always end up pushing them up. So for me, a 3/4 sleeve is much more practical, it's more versatile, and it gives me that bit much more freedom. So that is the design. Like I said, this is a versatile top. It is a cropped, not crop style, but just below crops. It sits just at the end of the waist, and it can be worn with anything. Like I said, it's transitional, but it also works with trousers, with jeans, when you're on the beach. It also works with skirts or over a dress. So it is an item which is very versatile. Now, for this design, I have used DK weight yarn, which is double knit yarn. And for this sample, I made this with circular charm yarn, and I have used 850 meters, so there is a bit of leeway there for you. That's what it says in the pattern, because everybody crochets differently. Some people would do tighter stitch, some looser, so there is a leeway between those. So it is 850 meters of yarn, and I have used the natural color Crew because this is the most versatile for me with my own wardrobe. The design is made with a 3.5mm crochet hook, which is the equivalent of, I believe, an E in the US. For this design, I advise that you have some stitch markers, because it just makes counting a little bit easier and it's less thinking. So the materials you will need is just yarn, crochet hook, stitch markers, and obviously a tapestry needle to weave in your ends. The overall size of this, as this is a loose design, it is only one size. And the size is, let me just check, is 68 centimeters across with a 50 centimeter drop, and that is laid flat. So obviously double this to get the full circumference. And the sleeve length here is 24 centimeters. Now, if you would like to increase the size, it's very simple to do, but because the pattern repeats are so big, it would do a big jump in the pattern repeat, but it is possible. So you would need a little bit of crochet knowledge to be able to do this. It's basically a bit of maths, but it's easily doable. So as I can see, my top is falling now, and this is one of the other styles how I like to wear this is over one shoulder when I'm wearing some jeans and my heels. I think it just looks a little bit more relaxed, a bit more boho. So that is the other style that I also wear. But let's move it back to the center for this video. Now, my pattern is a full written photo tutorial. What that means is every single row is written out with all the stitches, double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, chain 2, etc. But there is also a photo image underneath for you to see those stitches. As some people work better with images than with writing. I'm one of those with images, so I've tried to cover both aspects. Now, like I said, this is a repeat pattern, as you can see. So you will repeat the pattern. So once you have got past the first repeat, it all becomes quite self-explanatory. Now, this is not a beginner pattern. It uses more complex stitches. If you are just beginning to crochet, this is not for you, I'm sorry. But if you are advanced beginner, you've already done a few crochet projects. Maybe you've done one item of clothing, you've done more advanced stitches such as clusters and chains and treble crochet. This is a pattern for you. Like I said, there is all the photo and written tutorial to help you through. So once again, this is a advanced beginner intermediate pattern. Within the pattern, there is also a stitch chart to help you along, which will have an explanation of all of the stitches that have been used in this pattern. And if you're a little bit unsure, you can head over to my website or to my YouTube channel, and there is a tab there with stitch explanations and also links to YouTube videos. So don't worry too much, there is a lot of prompts along the way to help you. Now, the construction of this top is worked as one panel to start with, and this will start from the foundation chain which goes across the top, and then you will work down as one complete piece. And as you are working, the top is worked from back to front, so it's turned, and there is a right side and a wrong side, and this is all explained in the pattern. Now, once you've done the front panel, the back panel is attached via the chain, foundation chain, which you made at the beginning. And then it is completed on the back in the same process. And then once you have both panels, you're going to pick them up and you're going to seam them together. And this can be done with a crochet seaming or invisible seam, whichever you feel most comfortable. Finally, you will be adding a trim around, which is worked in the round, along the sleeves, along the collar here, and also along the base with some little decoration here of some little like teardrops that are falling off, just to give it that little extra something special. So I'm going to wrap it up here for this video. I hope this video has been informative, answered all your questions about my Kiara top pattern. If you do have any questions, don't forget to put them in the comments below. I do answer all the questions that you send me. And if you have any trouble once you buy the pattern, I am always here to help. I do respond to all your messages, but just bear with me. I am in Brazil. We will have a large time difference. But once you get past that first bit, you'll be flying. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and hope you've enjoyed this pattern and this video. And I'll see you in the next video.